Hey, what's up, YouTube? I am making this video because, I don't know, I just felt like giving you guys a little bit of background on me, how I ended up where I'm at now. I was having a lot of, verbal arguments with my mom when I was, up until the age of 15. I had a lot of, just like I was a very rude kid growing up, through my teenage years especially. And it got so bad that, my mom ended up having to send me to my dad's house, and I had to move in with she kicked me out of the house basically. Um, and I moved in with my dad and my stepmom and my two stepbrothers and my brother. Um, so it was a big house at that point, and um, we just could never get along. I couldn't get along with anybody in the house or anything like that. And it caused me to end up having to drop out of high school. I went to Miami Southridge Senior High in Miami. Um, I loved that school and everything. I had a lot of hate crime involved in the school. I was constantly getting gay bashed and stuff like that. But I loved the school in general. I'm always representing Southridge. Um, so I dropped out of high school, and joined Job Corps and became residential at Job Corps, because my stepmom and my dad and I and my stepbrothers and my brother, we all, I couldn't get along with any of them. Um, it was just constant arguments and stuff like that. So, um, they didn't kick me out of the house, but it was kind of like a much better move. We just weren't getting along. It was kind of like a mutual thing, but they shipped me off to Job Corps, went to Job Corps in North Miami. Um, and I was there for a year, got a degree in culinary arts, and um, went back to high school there and got my high school diploma. Not a GED or anything. I got my actual high school diploma, through Job Corps. So I love Job Corps for that. And then I got a degree in culinary arts. So that was cool shit. I was there until I was 18. I graduated Job Corps, and my mom let me stay in her trailer, it was actually a really, really nice mobile home. It had an engine and everything. It was very new, and it was in very good condition when I got there. Um, that was in December of '05, or between October and December of '05. I got into drugs really bad. My drug of choice was cocaine, and basically I trashed the place and trashed my life. And my mom ended up kicking me out of the RV. And from about December to um, April, I was living from friend's house to friend's house, on the streets, but I never actually spent one night on the street. So I was living from friend's house to friend's house, for about 4 months, and then I got set up in a residential, um, mental health, um, living situation. It was basically a 2 bedroom, 2 bath apartment, super super nice, no supervision. And they helped you get disability and stuff like that. And they just helped you be able to cope with your mental illnesses and stuff. Help you get a job, all this good stuff, food stamps, everything. So I was there from April until, um, oh, I think it was probably it was no, it was November. And then some friends had come down and wanted me to go back up to Georgia with them, so I did that. And got really, really heavy into drugs again. Um, I had never really stopped doing drugs in all of 2006, but I got really bad when I went to Georgia. It was just basically one big party the whole time that I was there. Moved out of there. Moved in with my big sister Rachel, who is not really like blood to me. She's like a big sister to me. Known me for years and years and years. So she took me in, and I was living with her and her girlfriend for a month, in Leesburg, Florida. That didn't go so well. Ended up having to go back to Georgia to the house that I was in. that I had gotten into all the drugs with. And I was there for less than a week before I met Angela, who is now my, um, pretty much like my ex-wife and the kid's mom, or my baby's mom. We have 3 kids. They're her kids biologically, but I'm basically daddy. So, and I'm really the only dad that they've ever had. Um, so that's pretty cool. I was with Angie from um, January of '07 to July of '07 when we broke up. 9 days after Kaylin was born, which was our daughter. So basically, the whole time I was with Angie, Angie was pregnant. Um, Ended up, we broke up, and I moved in with my ex best friend Taz, who I actually have a matching tattoo with. Um, my very first tattoo that I ever got was with Taz, and she was my best friend, and I fucking love her. Like, to this day, I miss her like crazy, and I want her to be in my life again so bad, but I guess she's just at a different point than me. So, I was living in Indiana with Taz in Lafayette, Indiana for about 3 or 4 months. That didn't go so well. I ended up moving in with a girlfriend at the time, Allie, and I lived there for about 2 months. And the living situation there was that it was me, her, and her ex-girlfriend, pretty much. 2 other people were living there too for a little bit, but very small quarters. And her ex-girlfriend, was very, very, very verbally abusive and very violent, very physically abusive towards Allie, and had tried to put her hands on me before. And so one day while they were at work, I packed up all my shit and I moved. I skipped town. I came back to Florida. Um, and that was December of last year. Um, and since December of last year, I spent 3 months in a homeless shelter in Fort Lauderdale. Spent about a month and a half with my mom in Homestead, Florida, which is South Miami area, and then now came up here to Central Florida, Orlando, Sanford area to transition. Um, I am doing really, really well emotionally right now at this point. I can't get a job for the life of me because I'm transitioning. It's been really, really, really hard to get people to hire me. So that's just been something I've been dealing with. That's why I haven't gotten a job yet. So, but yeah, I just thought, maybe I could share a little bit about myself, so that you guys could know me a little bit better and know a little bit more about my background, not just the transition stuff. So, that's basically where I'm at. Somebody was asking me when I came out, and I came out as bi-curious when I was 15, and then bisexual somewhere between 15 and 16 years old, lesbian by 16ish, like just a few months after I came out as bi, I came out as a lesbian. And then I didn't know anything about transgender anything my whole life. I've never known. I've lived a very sheltered life when it comes to stuff like that, anything, gay related. So I didn't actually find out about transgenderism until January of '07. But Angela wasn't really like, I don't know how she felt about the transition. I noticed she didn't really want me to transition. So it's something that we're dealing with. She's opened up really a lot to it now, though. She's the best friend I could ask for at this point. And yeah, so. But anyway, that's a little bit of my background. Anyway, yeah, so just thought you guys would like to know a little bit more about me instead of just transition stuff and all my bullshit and whatever. I could talk about this whole thing that I just made a gist of it in 10 minutes, but I could talk about this like in a lot greater depth. I just choose not to put it all out there on YouTube. So if any of you guys are curious, want to know anything else, if you want any help with drug recovery and stuff like that, hit me up in a message and I can give you guys some information. So, alright, take it easy, guys.